another movie where we start off with the main character being fraudulent. Because in this movie, this man's an entire fraud. I mean, people do say fake it till you make it, but this man is borderline delusional. Sit down on the couch. Let's talk about it. Why are you like this? Shit, he caused a problem in the movie. But we'll get there. Let's get started in his fraud arc. To start off, we head to a small town to see the beginning of the shenanigans. But let us take a look at the first time we see the lead character. This man shows up on the screen displaying some rather impressive soccer skills. Remnant of myself, if I'm being honest. But soon, we see his trashy personality as he popped the ball bullying some kids because he's weak. So after earning himself one fraud badge, they go into town pretending to be a part of their gang we see at the beginning of the movie. This nigga that like Mugens from the Dragon Slayer crew, the hatchet wielding demons. Now, why are they pretending to be a part of the crew? The same reason they harassed them kids earlier. They are weak bums. And their names alone carry no weight like SpongeBob when he bought those fake arms. But it still didn't work. He ended up being impressed by the citizens, trying to find the right person to run his ones with. But all of them was a little too real for a fraud like himself. Had his guts rearranged by a lady with onions. Man was spitting that blood like he was a Tachi. He made every excuse from the book of fraudulence, turning down one after the other until the landlady appeared, smacking his ass into an Olympic sprinter. Had this man shooketh. He had to pull a firecracker out the call for some backup, which resulted in the real ass gang appearing. After the firecracker nearly took this dude's head off his shoulders. The landlady knew what was about to happen, so she put on just like this man. It hid underneath her blanket like she was hiding from the boogeyman. This man was on timing. The hairdresser thought he was the same as the lead character and tried talking a little too sweet for his taste and was about to have his mind scrambled with a hatchet until someone hit a Curry and used him as a basketball hitting a half-court three.
Unbelievable!
Had that man like this.
So you telling me he that fast? They not jumping me? Ain't nobody jumping me?
Finishing off with this.
Oh, my back!
So,
You just made the list!
he made the fraud list because he was calling for backup after getting folded and put into a laundry hamper. What happened to all that swagger you walked in with? Nothing's left? You're running on empty? One hit. It was a good hit, but one. That's crazy. Then he lived the sky like 4th of July, summoning 300 agent Abraham Lincolns, putting the entire town in the Hurt Locker. I don't know what to say. Hurt Locker came to my mind, I just said it. Fake ass Mugen brother's son came and was about to start cooking. Literally a 2-course meal, mother and son, until one of the characters I mentioned earlier appeared and caught the lighter. Then it one against many. See? Now that's a main character. Not a smart character, but a main character nonetheless. Because would you stare down that many people? Let me put my hand down because I'm not gonna do it. They started charging at him, but their payments were declined as he dispatched them effortlessly. He hit a trouble in paradise into a leg sweep, then kicked him into the air. He was too cold with the display of ass whippery. They kept coming, he kept harassing them. This man caught full thigh to the skull, then his head bounced off the ground like a basketball. Even if they happened to win, it didn't matter. Having to utilize that many numbers to beat one person, I bet they feel like Nexus versus Prime John Cena. Buried. No more Nexus, take the armband off. It wasn't long until another one of the characters I mentioned earlier joined. 20 rings. And yes, I counted them. Now with his 20 bracelets equipped, he started down the road of getting active. We were hit with a big ass catfish at the beginning of the movie. These niggas are kinda sorry because this man started violating them violently, effortlessly. Don't show them as a competent group at the beginning of the movie. They can't carry through with it, and then have them folded the first round of competition. They were so ass, in fact, some of them decided to ditch their axe gimmick and took out the Second Amendment machinery. But the third person introduced in the movie decided to join in on the squabble, grabbed his stick and turned that weaponry into Legos, then hopped into their fray to further violate their armory. Not long after the last dude joined, did the Axe Crew, aka the Ass Crew, face total annihilation. One of the sorriest groups I ever seen in a movie franchise. I'm not gonna lie to you. So after all is said and done, the Ass Crew found out that Sang and Bone was responsible for what happened, so they took him captive. But was so impressed by his ability to lockpick, they forgave him and gave him a chance to join the Axe Crew for real. But they tasked him with something. He has to catch a body, but we all know he's a fraud, so that's not gonna happen. Before we move a little further into the movie, we get a little backstory of his character, with martial arts he knows and everything. So come to find out, when he was a child, a man scammed him out of his money for a dud of a martial arts book. Had him think he could be a superhero. In fact, he even tried to save a girl, but the only thing that gave him was an R. Kelly water park experience, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Flashback over, let's move on to the Axe Gang arc. Sang and Bone went back to the town so they can kill the ones who destroyed around 100 men when he couldn't even beat a farmer. That's a smart plan. Let me just give him another fraud badge, because let's be honest, he deserved it, because the only thing he accomplished was hurting himself with knives before getting into a Looney Tune ass chase with the landlady, which resulted in her folding herself. Too bad though, because she almost earned herself some star points with this move right here. Too bad it ended like this. Now we remember the embarrassment we witnessed earlier with the Ass Gang. Brother's son wouldn't take that, and he called for some help because he's a fraud as well, damn it. I thought he was kind of skilled with that performance he put on in the beginning of the movie. Let me just give him a fraud badge. He earned this one. Anyway, he hires 2 blind mice to an act of revenge. Now we head back to the town to see the 3 martial masters that fought the Axe Gang are leaving because it was banished by the landlady. So they decided to have one final squabble before they depart from the town. But they should have just left earlier before the sun went down, because the half-stinged slasher was on this man's ass, slicing everything in the way, including a cat. The last thing he seen was one of the blind mice sitting on the bench like he was Freddy Krueger. Then they freed his head from his shoulders, turning him into the Headless Horseman. Next, the Undertaker was on a tailor's ass, walked in like he wanted a suit. Then the moment he lifted that cloth, he tore his French tip nails through the fabric. But I give the tailor this. He was able to fight back, avoiding the initial attack, even stumbling him back some. Hey, let's clap it up for him though. He's not a fraud. He put those 20 rings on and got to work. But once this freaky motherfucker hit them splits on the wall, I knew it was over. He started applying the pressure to the tailor, slashing at him with them Wolverine ass nails. But he wasn't going down without a fight. But have you ever been scratched in a fight? That shit burns like holy water on a demon. Feel like you're getting an STD from a cuticle. Have you ever wanted to stop the fight? Because there's no way a scratch should burn like that. Like you partaking in the one chip challenge. What the fuck is wrong with your nails? Now the tailor was put up a hell of a fight, but I'm not gonna lie, this fake ass Undertaker is kinda a bum. Not for the reason why you think. This man dragged him outside because he knew his brother or whoever that is was waiting outside to help him. You are an assassin, so I understand you don't understand honor, but you should at least give him his ones completely, because the other one was out there putting on a concert like he was Ray Charles, launching wind swords at him. But I must say, no glazing, this man's impressing me. I have to give him some star points for this fast dodge, because Coolio couldn't even react in time. The second wind blade shattered all 20 of his rings as he blocked it, leaving him defenseless. But did he give up? No, he dodged, then tossed a stone will at him. But the Freddy Krueger looking nigga just stood up, playing some fire tunes, shattering the will into pieces. Now the air blades turned into air fists, lighting up the tailor's body, finally dropping him. But the Baker came up to assist with the squabble, blocking and deflecting the air blades. He was going all out, tossing a sack of spears into the air, trying to get closer. But them kids was just spamming, fingering the hell out of them strings, turning their music into mayhem as they sliced through the spear, nearly taking his head off. At this point, it was like they were putting a performance. They were playing the music and he was dancing through the waves of music. The Baker's performance was good. They had to stand or risk being impaled. But when no fingers get to strumming, you get hurt. Now the Baker and Taylor was about to board the boat to the afterlife until the landlady came in clutch with that loud, boisterous voice. Now, just because she was upstairs don't mean she was safe. They deemed her a threat and was about to go handle her swiftly until the landlord came up to assert his dominance, resting his shoulders gently on their shoulders, basically sunning them. Then he started using a goofy fighting maneuver, making them beat the shit out of each other as he dodged and redirected their hits. But he might be the smoothest in this movie so far. They fed him a double kick into his stomach and he was able to land smoothly on his butt, then got back to his feet elegantly before harassing the two of them, making it look easy, while the tailor and the Baker was reeling from the ass whooping they received. The landlord was out there using them as brushes to draw the yin yang symbol before discarding them. Disrespectful. But the brothers missed their calling. They are decent assassins, I give them that, but with how fast they restrung this instrument, it showed me where their real dedication lies. I'm seeing something in their future. Is that a music shop? An instrument shop? An audio shop? Something to do with instruments and stop assassinating people? I don't know, that's what it looks like to me. The Strum brothers knew they was getting washed, so they had to strum their best hit, a song that could chart the Billboard 100 if you will. Zombies from the Pirate of the Caribbean started to spawn from their music, but the landlady hit them with that XXX, turning the skeletons into dust and the assassins into babies as they ran away. So after the landlady threatened Brother Bum and his crew, they left, and then he experienced his own Michael Jackson experience. Now after witnessing some greatness, we are now back to seeing the fraud's antics. And do you know what that is? Getting his ass beat by a man with a slick back and his shirt tucked in on a bus with a group of people watching, including his own friend Bone, who sat there and did nothing. But I understand why, because he started to get hold as well. Anyway, so Singh, after being exposed yet again, decided to rob a candy stand. But guess who worked there? The girl he tried to save when he was taken to R. Kelly's water park. Can you believe it? Imagine running into somebody who's seen you get pissed on. And it's not like she didn't remember, because she even took a lollipop out, the same lollipop from the flashback, as like a badge of remembrance to let him know, I remember. I got a vivid memory. He ended up smacking the damn lollipop out of her hand. I can't blame him. For one, that's a bad memory. And for two, that lollipop's old as hell. Who knows what kind of bacteria is on that thing? After that, he broke it with Bones and was taken to the Axe Crew headquarters, where they finally accepted him as a member of the Axe Gang because they wanted him to use his great lockpicking skills to release a named Beast from the Arkham Asylum lockdown. He is there for a reason. Leave him in there. That's my sage advice to you. Leave him in there. That doesn't even sound like someone who should be walking amongst the free. Beast? Why is his name that? But he freed the old man that looked like Smeagol with Harry Potter glasses on. Then Brother Bum's assistant tasked him with killing the landlords after witnessing his speed when he caught the bullet between his fingers. Personally, I think catching it in his mouth would have been better. I understand that sound wild, but I meant like this. You can't tell me that's not cold. But Brother Bum had no choice to lower his head to a real nigga. That right there is another fraud badge he earned. Now we move on to Arc 3. We get straight into the exchanging of hands. This nigga Beast went straight for his Luffy antics and used Gum Gum ass kick to blast a hole through the Brother Bum's establishment because he sensed a disturbance in his hands affair. The two landlords done pulled up, no longer avoiding the smoke like they had asthma. Not gonna lie, if this was an anime, I know the animation would go crazy. So they came to an agreement to start the squabble off, and the landlord started off with a table splitting kick, but was surprised when Beast intercepted it with his palm while wearing a constipated grin. But we weren't given a lot of time to take the scene in before Beast was fed a face full of crocodile skin loafer. But it still didn't work. He stood up unaffected, begging for more, and they obliged, hitting him with a twirling kick and a swirling back fist. But how did he respond?
Oh, delicioso.
Had these niggas turned into superheroes mid-fight trying to hit with a flying fist, but was deflected one after the other, bounced off the ground just to get put back on it with a kick from Beast. Then he started his assault, landed between them, and got to work, kicking the landlady across the room, then went to throw hands with the landlord. It was an exchange of speed punches and smooth dodges until one of the punches got through, launching the landlord into the wall and back onto the floor. Now it was the landlady's turn to turn up. She landed behind the Beast and hit him with that tummy tuck roar, destroying the room and fucking her own husband, while it was just a gentle breeze for the Beast. What did that performance earn her? A spin kick. The landlord got back up and went on the defensive, spinning the Beast like this was Dancing with the Stars. But Beast showed him how to really twirl someone, fucking up his shirt in the process. Bringing this to your arm like a rat trying to milk his bones or something. I don't think Coliseum's gonna save your hair, my boy. It's over with. But I'm not gonna hold you. I understand why his name is Beast now. Because he is dogging these niggas the entire fight. Literally dog walking them. They can't stay off the floor. They stand up for 2 seconds back on the floor. The lady came in and used the Beast's head as battery practice, shattering a wooden beam across his cue ball head. The Beast simply twisted it like he did the landlord, almost tearing her up. If it wasn't for her husband who helped counter the force of the twist, out there looking like members of the Cirque du Soleil. But take a guess what happened afterwards. A, they ended up on the floor. B, they ended up on the floor. C, they put the Beast on his ass for the first time. Or D, they ended up on the floor. That's right, they ended up back on the floor not once, but twice in a matter of 10 seconds. Beast must be on a time crunch or something, because he was trying to speed on the ass what he was giving them. The fight was getting so bad for them, they had to make a weapon to ensure their victory, and turn this bell into a megaphone for her speaker knocker lion roar. After all this time, she produced a banger, swept everybody off their feet, including Beast. She pulled up closer to the dome piece to make sure he get that VIP treatment, leaving him to rely on tricks to get a draw, or win, depending on how you look at it. I guess because they probably forgot about the afro of a main character, and realized he needed some more screen time, and decided to use the last 20 minutes for his character growth. Because Sing smacked Brother Sum in his face with a piece of cable, I guess signaling his growth from the fraud to flip-flopper, then split his skull like the Red Sea, and then smacked Beast across his head with it, just pissing him off. Because he tossed the landlords off, then hit Sing with a punch that blew his back out. They ended up attacking him with the axe kick to the floor, before punching his head into the floor. Sing was really trying not to be the fraud he was the whole movie, and still hit him with a piece of wood, even with his head buried at least a foot into the floor. The Beast hit him 3 more punches, pushing his head further into the floor. Sing's head was so far down that floor, I bet he would have the perfect view of this. Whoa! But the landlord saved Sing and dipped. So I'm gonna skip further into the last part of the movie. So at this point, Sing was in bandages because of the ass whooping he received. But they only did that so he could have his metamorphosis from his cocoon. I'm not gonna lie, I like the imagery they was working with. Sing did change his fit for the final fight. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna skip the small fries because we seen him get violated at the beginning of the movie by 3 people who got washed by 2. So we know they ain't gonna be a good fight. Let's get straight to Sing versus Beast. That's what we're here for. That's what we wanna see. So now Sing stands face to face with Beast. No dialogue needed to be exchanged. Because as Beast tried to talk, Sing punched his face in his mouth. Then they planted his foot into his stomach, then hit him in the jaw, finishing with a spanking to the neck. But come on, Beast can't go out like that after the performance he put on, and stood seemingly unaffected from the combo. The fight at this point was just a who can hit who first, because it was a give and take and no one wanted to take it, until Beast tried to talk mid-fight again, getting his foot flying like Stanley, then getting his neck readjusted with a kick almost making him kiss the ground. Another kick had him on his hands and knees. From the look on his face, you could tell he wasn't used to this violation, this level of harassment. Sing hit him with a WMD, skipping him across the ground like a rock in the pond. Not gonna lie, I didn't see this coming. Beast was getting his ass beat so bad, he could turn to a frog. I guess, whatever it takes to win. I'm not gonna lie to you, his freaky ass frog attacks did change the tide of the fight a little bit, as he just torpedoed Sing through an unnecessary amount of walls. Then his giddy ass hopped backwards, dropping back to the floor on his knees again like a stripper.
What's all that movement back there? What's all that movement back there? There's a whole lot of clapping.
Now Beast is just flying around like a rocket while Sing was on the defensive. Sing was standing to the open hole in the wall waiting for Beast to come back, but his freaky ass was already underneath him like this. Sing said F it and went for a punch, but had his guts pushed into his spine as he took a trip into the sky. This would have been a perfect time for some main character internal monologue.
Each of us lives, dependent and bound by our individual knowledge.
Sing recovers while he's still in the sky, but imagine you're just this bird flying in the sky minding your business when a nigga step on your back. Fucking your whole day up, your rhythm is now thrown off. While in the sky, this man gained some enlightenment, flying back to the ground while putting the pressure on Beast, hitting him with a palm strike, scarring the ground with his palm. Had this man Beast screaming he surrendered. But it was the same play as earlier, but it didn't matter because Sing was that talk to the hand, giving the builder behind him a high five. Then took the weapon from Beast's hand, let it fly away in the sky, then made him into a student. Personally, I would have killed him, but that's just me though. I decided before I ended off the videos, I have to award the biggest fraud of the movie. I have to. So the fraud of the movie award goes to no one else other than Brother Bum. You might know him as Brother Sum, but this man was a fraud the entire movie. After his first escapade when he first was introduced into the movie, he hasn't done anything since besides be a bitch. Like, they gave him a whole dance montage for what reason? Why did they reward him with a dance montage when he was gonna do this for the rest of the movie? The axe gang is really the ass gang. Come on, accept your award, Brother Bum. Come accept your award. He earned this. Probably. Hey, I don't know how this video gonna turn out. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, hey, thanks for watching. Leave a like. But Sony, if you see this, please hit me with the palm strike. Until next time, take care. It's Sonny, take my channel.